thanks for joining me. I hope you're well. Now, can I just mention a couple of things just before I get rolling on this one? The first thing is thank yous. I'd like to thank everybody who's made any sort of interaction with the channel, placed any comments, give me a thumbs up. I'd like to thank all the new subscribers who've subscribed. That's fantastic. It's, as I say, thank you for all the kind comments. It really does make it all worthwhile. And obviously feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. That'd be marvellous. And not forgetting all the people who've sent me photographs in. Feel free to send them in. shottostravels@gmail.com. Now, the other thing I'd like to just mention as a little bit, by way of a little explanation, is this, that I went out for a little ride round yesterday, Sunday. You can see that it's a lovely bright day, although the wind was really quite bitter. But I did my normal rambling, you know, like I do. I mean, my normal rambling as I ride round, random stuff, butterfly brain stuff coming in my head. And then when I got home, only to find that the audio on the camera had failed somehow. I've no idea what's wrong. I think it might be a malfunction of the camera itself. So I got back after riding round and I'd lost all my audio. So I thought, well, rather than throw it in the bin, you know, throw this sort of footage in the bin, there was one or two things that I wanted to get off my chest, and there was one or two, and there's quite a few photographs I need to get through, so I need to get onto them quite quickly, otherwise I'll quickly run out of time. People who've been kind enough to send me photographs in, so I need to get them on. So that's the reason for the voiceover today, so I do apologise for that. I hope to get the camera sorted soon. I've emailed them and I'm waiting for a response. Just while I'm on, you can see me there. I'm messing about with it. I fitted this touring screen, and I'm just checking where the wind's hitting me. So the jury's still out a little bit on the touring screen. I was just testing there where the wind was. It seems almost to be funneling it straight at me, rather. It's certainly not going around me. The only question is whether it's any better or worse, and the jury's still out a little bit on that. But I'm not quite sure where we'll go with that. The other thing to mention is that I hope this was a little bit of a trial, because the camera is still mounted in the same place that it always was, which is on the tank, and I'm looking directly through the screen. Now, I don't think the optics are too bad, but it was a concern that maybe it would distort the image to such a degree that it was not worth having the screen on at all. But what do you think? Let me know. Do you think it's okay looking through the screen, or shall we take it back off again? I'm not really that bothered either way, because I don't think, as I said, the jury's out, but I don't think it's offering that much protection. Now, a little bit later on in the video, by way of an explanation, if you look at the screen, just to the right of the screen, I've got another camera mount, because I wanted to try the view that we're looking now, looking through the screen, and then I put the camera in a little while. I pull up and I attach the camera to the camera mount on the right hand side, which is by the mirror there. The only disadvantage of that, of course, is you can't really see that you're on a motorbike. You're just going along the road. But let me know what you think. Do you like looking through the screen, or do you like it on that camera mount? It's one of them things, isn't it? So we'll come on to that a little bit later anyway. So I'm going to get rolling with the photographs now. First up, we've got Andrew. Now, Andrew's got his own little YouTube channel, Derbyshire Rural Rider, if you wanted to go and have a look at him. And he sent me a picture of, I think it's a Honda ADV. I'm not entirely certain about scooters, and he didn't actually tell me what it was, but I think it's a Honda ADV. What CC it is, I don't know. And interestingly, he's not too far from where I live. He's at a place called Bradley, which is near Ashbourne somewhere, and he went to visit. As he said himself, it's not every day you see a public highway passing through someone's house. And he sent me a couple of pictures, one of his ADV and one of this this hole in the wall sort of thing, where you ride straight, you're still on the road, but you're driving through, I won't say somebody's living room, I don't know if it's a farm building or what it is, but as he rightly says, you don't see that very often. So thank you very much for that, Andrew. That's great to see. And now it's Morgan. Morgan is in Spain now. We've seen this Bonneville before when it was loaded up at the campsite in Andorra. And Morgan's taken this picture by the Greenwich Meridian post in Spain. And Morgan points out quite rightly that because of that, most of Spain should really be on UK time. But as we're all aware, the mainland is 1 hour ahead, and only the Canaries are on UK time. And he goes on to mention in a previous video, we saw some AA, or we saw an AA box. We saw a hunter buy an AA box, and he recounts a story of years ago. He used an AA box when his Austin A35 that he says he saved from the scrapyard by fitting an engine that cost £5. And one day it was going down a hill in South Wales, and he and Murphy said, "Fill a 1 in 4 hill." He said it was a very frightening experience because his brakes packed up. So he managed to survive that anyway, and he got into the AA box. And in the AA box, in those AA boxes, there was just a phone and a list of AA approved garages. Now, he said to save the money of having a call out, he sort of nursed it to the local garage using his handbrake. And he got to the garage, and where they made up and fitted a new brake pipe, and he was quickly on his way, which is wonderful, really. Because can you imagine that nowadays? Can you imagine going to your local garage and saying, "Oh, well, I've had this done"? They'll say, "Okay, sir, book it in, bring it back in 3 weeks." I don't think so. That's not going to happen, is it? But you can imagine that's what had happened at most places nowadays. But I think mostly there's always going to be anomalies, of course, but generally I think those days have gone, haven't they? They're all booked up solid, and the days of walking in and getting something done instant are sadly a thing of the past. But thank you for that, Morgan. Thanks for sharing another picture of your body. Good to see you, mate. Thank you. Okay, and now we're going to go to Wally. Now, Wally's been good enough to send us some photographs all the way from Springfield, Ohio, in the good old US of A. And he's got quite a stable over there, Wally has. He's got 4 bikes by the look of it. He's got one just like me, just like mine, the classic 350 chrome bronze, which I believe he had about the same time as me. He's got a big Goldwing there, a GL 1800, a Honda CX 500 custom, and he sent a picture of him and his wife in, and he's sitting on his Honda VTX 1800. Now, I think they used to say that you meet the nicest people on a Honda. I'm not sure that applies anymore. I think you meet the nicest people on a Royal Enfield, but that's for you to decide. But thanks, Wally. Good to see. Thanks for your kind comments about the channel. It's great to see your bikes, and make sure you ride safe, mate. Thank you very much. Okay, now as I mentioned earlier, there was one thing that I wanted to get off my chest and share with all of you. And I know there'll be the comments box might explode in either direction, but let's see what happens. I'll just share my information. That's all I'm doing. I'm sharing what I've been told. Now, you might remember that when I had this little chrome bronze, I took the seat off and there was a mark on the mudguard, and I reported it as a warranty claim. We discussed that on the last one. Well, I've got good news and perhaps a little bit of not so good news to report. The dealership, fair play to him, he did get back to me. And what he said to me was that he started off by saying, "I've got your mudguard for you." Now, that was contrary to what he was telling me about the mudguard is going to take weeks and months to arrive because it's going, round Cape Horn instead of through the Red Sea. But anyway, I was happy to, I don't know where he's had it from, but apparently he says, "I've got your mudguard," he said. "So when you book it in for your first service, we'll get it fitted." And I thought, I'm thinking, well, that's a little bit of an issue because I've serviced the bike myself. So I started to quiz him, and I said, "Can I just ask you, what would happen if I was to self-service my bike myself?" And he said, oh, you'd lose your warranty. I said, "Would I?" He said, "Yeah. You'd said the Royal Enfield are quite insistent that you have it dealer serviced. And you've got to have a dealer service to maintain your warranty. I said, okay. I said, because I'm thinking of servicing my bike myself. He said, well, that's up to you, but you'd lose it. You'd lose your warranty, which is a bit not really a worry, because I'm not too concerned that anything major is going to go wrong, fingers crossed, but you never know. It is good to have the reassurance of a warranty, but 9 times out of 10, let's be honest, you don't use them. And if something really minor went wrong, I'm quite happy to fix that myself anyway. I wouldn't even go to the trouble of troubling them and getting it booked in and all that sort of stuff. But that's what he said. So I said, well, I think I am going to service it myself. He said, that's okay. I said, so where do I stand with my mudguard then? He said, fair play to him. He said, that's absolutely fine. And I said, can I book it in then just to have the mudguard fitted? And he said, yeah, that's okay. So it's booked in and it's going to have its mudguard fitted soon. So that's good news. But as far as the warranty is concerned, just to give people a heads up of what at least the dealers are saying, you're going to lose your warranty. Now, I did have cause to ring another dealer when I was after my screen, and I asked him the same question, and it was a dealer a few miles away just to see if he'd got one in stock, and he hadn't got a screen in stock. But I said, can I just ask you a question, pick your brains? If I service my bike myself, do I lose my warranty? And he confirmed that yes, I would lose my warranty if I self-serviced. Well, it's too late for me now. I've self-serviced, I've saved a bit of money. I've done it myself. I know it's been done right. I did it for my own reasons, but I'm just passing on what the dealers are saying. Now, I know that some people will be saying, no, they can't do that. That's nonsense. And other people will be saying, I've self-serviced and I've had warranty claims and it's all sailed through. And I get all that. And I know there'll be people coming on saying it's not about that. It's the Sale of Goods Act and all that sort of stuff. But all I'm doing here, so please don't be too harsh with me. I'm just passing on what the dealers have told me. So moving forward, that's what they've told me. So there you go. That's what I've been told by a couple of dealers. So now we're going to go to a secret lair in Norfolk. Stephen, the Norfolk Thunderbolts, been in touch, and he sent me a couple of pictures of his bikes. What's Stephen got? Oh, he's got a Halcyon Green Classic. Now, you know, I'm quite envious of that because I nearly had a Halcyon Green one. I do like those very much. And somehow or other, perhaps he'll share the secrets with us, but he's got a Meteor, a black Meteor, and has anybody worked out how he manages to balance his Meteor standing in the drive like that at a standstill? I think it's phenomenal. But thanks for sending them, Stephen. Now, this was the point where I stopped and moved my camera to on the handlebar because I wasn't sure of the optics through the screen. And as I just spun round here, I did stop on my bike because I noticed this brick wall up there. Now, somebody had obviously come round that bend, probably at speed, and smashed into the brick wall, which was a shame, wasn't it? But I just thought those people in that house, I bet they were glad that brick wall was there, weren't they? Because otherwise the car could have easily ended up in the front room. Can you imagine that? You're in your front room having your tea on a tray, you know, you're having your chips and egg, and then something comes through your front window. So I'll bet they were glad of that front wall. Anyway, I'm on my way again now. Now, we're off to Manchester now. Dave. Now, Dave sent in some pictures of his bikes. He's got quite a menagerie over there. He's got a Harley-Davidson Sportster 883. I think he's called it Olive. Can't imagine why. And he's got a Royal Enfield Interceptor 650. Ruby, I believe. So he's got his Interceptor and his Harley, but he hasn't stopped there. No, he's got a VFR 750. and he's got a lovely, by the looks of it, new Royal Enfield 650 Super Meteor. So them are great, Dave. Them look smashing, them do. So thanks for sending me them. And can I just mention, if anybody else has got any photographs that they want me put up, I'm more than happy to put them up for you. Just send me a photo to shottostravels@gmail.com and I'll pop them on for you. And if there's any backstory to them, or if you photographed them somewhere interesting, let me know what the bike is, what you've called it, and where you are, and I'll happily pop them on for you and share your pictures with everybody else. They're wonderful to see, smashing. Okay, so thanks for that, Dave, and he's in sunny Manchester, not too far from me. And he says he knows the Ponderosa so well, so if ever we're up there, you can buy me a coffee. All right, mate, so thanks for that. Okay, Jeremy now, he was good enough to send me a lovely picture of his classic Royal Enfield 350. Signal Sand. Have a look at this bike. What a lovely machine this is. I'm very envious of this. I told him so. I think I've offered doing a swap for mine, to be honest with you, but I don't think he's going to have it. And I wouldn't blame him for that. What a lovely bike this is, with the tin hat on the back, and he gave me a rundown of what he's done to it. He's actually done quite a bit to this bike. He's changed the seat. He put knobbly tyres on it. I've noticed them. And what about the little details like the tax disc on there? He tells me that the tax disc, I'm not quite sure where he's had it from. I wouldn't mind one of them for mine, to be honest with you. I think it's the date of birth, the year is the date of birth, and all the details of the actual bike that it's on is Royal Enfield. But what a smashing bike that is, Jeremy. Thanks for sending it me. It's wonderful to see, and you never know, one day in the future I can see myself having one of them. Great stuff. Thanks for sharing it, mate. I'm going to wrap it up now for this one. So if you've lasted this long, thank you so much for watching and supporting my little channel. Don't forget to give me a like or a comment if you wish. That'd be marvellous. And send your photos to shottostravels@gmail.com. I will put that email address in the description below. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed, please feel free to subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything, and it is the best way to support the channel and show your appreciation for what we do. Not just me, but all the other YouTubers who are in this sort of Royal Enfield YouTube community. It does help us out no end. So thank you very much for that. So until the next one, thank you very much for watching. Watch out for these potholes and all the lunatic drivers, and hopefully I'll see you soon, and hopefully I'll have the camera sorted for the next one. But until then, make sure you ride safe. Bye.